Okay, so I've got this old Hyperflex wetsuit. It's actually a surf suit that I use as a wetsuit for diving and stuff like that. Probably about 8 years old, 10 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. It's got a couple holes in it. I'm going to show you how to fix this with just a sewing machine. Stay tuned. Okay, here's a close-up of the holes that I've got. These are right up around the collar. Okay, there's one. That one's pretty bad. Kind of on a Y intersection junction there. I got another one on the other side. I'm going to show you how to fix this. These are the settings that I've got on my sewing machine. This is nothing fancy, as you can see. This is a very old sewing machine. But that's the settings for those of you who might need that. I don't even know what half of this stuff means. And up here you can see that I'm just using standard black thread. When I'm done, I'm going to touch up the inside of the wetsuit where this repair is going with a little bit of Shoe Goo. You can use E6000, whatever you happen to have laying around. Okay, now for some of that high-speed, gratuitous sewing footage I know everybody likes. You might have a little bit of issue with this, trying to feed this. You're going to have to feed it a couple different times from a couple different directions because of the wetsuit being, rubber in some parts. At least this one is. Has a tendency not want to slide on your sewing machine. So you kind of got to play with it a little bit, back and forth, a couple different angles. But if you chose your stitch correctly, like I said, I practiced a little bit with it, kind of got the feel for it, and then went ahead and actually did it on the wetsuit itself. So once you find the stitch that's going to work for you, kind of work with it as much as you possibly can. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, here's a close-up of that Y intersection that I was showing you. You can see the hole's gone. It's my finger on the other side there, trying to poke through. And down here on the other end of the collar, where to go. Actually, there's the back side of the Y intersection first. I stitched it into more of a cross pattern there just to make sure that I hit it enough times. And down here on the other side, if I can find it, there's a straight line repair that I did. I know that looks like it's split, but it's actually not. But there you go. There's that cross or Y intersection, and over here is a straight line of what that repair looks like on the outside. But time to touch up the inside. Okay, so with the stitch all done and the repair done, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of that Shoe Goo, and again, you can use different types of similar products, if you've got the marine-based stuff or whatever, but I found Shoe Goo works pretty good. The trick with this stuff is, once you get it to actually come out of the tube, having a little bit of a problem with that myself here, once you get it set, is to lick your finger and smear it across. Now, as long as you keep your finger damp, it'll smooth out very, very nicely. But the idea is to kind of rub it right into the fabric. You want to push the edges specifically into the fabric so it won't have that immediate tendency to peel. You'll get that sometimes with Shoe Goo when you put it on stuff. It'll peel around the edges, but if you press it into the fabric good enough, it'll hold. But again, keep licking your finger. You get that good toxic taste on your finger, and you'll get that in place in no time at all. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, kind of show you how that works. Sometimes you might have to add just a little bit more. And again, just kind of smooth it out. Keep it all one thin layer of consistency. Here's a close-up of what it should look like when you're done. Alright, well, through the magic of editing, let's go ahead and take a look at this repair 24 hours from now. Stay tuned. Here we are 24 hours later. You can see how that's set up. I can touch that now. It's no longer sticky. It's cured very nicely. So again, those edges are pressed into that neoprene. And here's the other side where I touched that up as well. Not really as pretty, but again, keep in mind that this wetsuit is between 8 to 10 years old. I think it's actually more like 10 years old. So I think I've got my use out of it, but just a little touch up here, just kind of show you how this works. And actually that you can repair a wetsuit yourself at home. Well, thanks for watching, and I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, as always, I appreciate that thumbs up like. It really helps out a lot. And until next time, I will see you on the next video.